Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another Gentlemen Company of Heroes 2 Shoutcast. We're excited. We hope you are excited. We'll be casting a game on Kolodny Firma Winter today.
You know what I love about casting Company of Heroes 2?
What do you love, Machine?
Is there isn't that race to click on your enemy's command centers before they sell them. Like, for some reason, you probably just noticed, like, whenever I first get into a game, the first thing that I do is look at the opponent's base. Because in 0 hour, they sell their HQ. You want to see what faction they are by the time
you
they
can't
sell.
actually tell. There are lots of factions in 0 hour the other game.
And I like that you can't sell your command center in Company of Heroes 2.
It's a good
get
thing.
like 100 fuel back from it.
We know who's OKW, in this case Ciez.
Ciez and Fahu will be his Soviet counterpart. We did just cast a 2v2 with Ciez, and it was damn epic.
It was really good.
Look, Ciez, you've put up a pretty high expectation, and this is a very aggressive capping order, but I think it's very smart. The Stone Pioneers immediately going to the field point, and the way they are, there isn't really any chance for contestation, because there's no cover here. So the cons, I don't think they can actually fire down that wall there, so they can't really poke it at the Stone Pioneers and prevent them from getting that field point.
Nice. Fahu's actually going for the left-hand side cap, so he'll have to hang on to the cutoff, but other than that, he will avoid the Storm Pioneers at the top. So, nice selection of path, even though it was completely random and lucky.
How do you feel about that truck? Crushing the fence.
The fence. So it'll give a little bit more mobility through there for Ciez, so he's going to be able to run troops through there a lot easier. He's also going to have more vision. If that helps as well. So he will be able to, move units through, and he won't have to worry about conscript squads like to hide at the edge of the fence, and it's very hard to move pumas and other such things.
That's like they can't see your finger pointing at the screen.
Well, I'm trying to get you to use the clicker.
Okay,
so that was the implication for you. Hide up there, and it can be hard to drive vehicles around and down that road, but if you have the fence destroyed, you can actually see through there.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure every vehicle, maybe not a Kubel, can just crush it anyway. But I think the reason why I like it is because it makes it easy to just defend the field, right? Especially if the Soviet goes for Maxims, which no one really does anymore, but say if there's a Maxim in the church, it'll prevent this southern rotation, so then, like, the only way is, like, all the way around the north, which just takes too long. So we actually just spent a minute talking about trucks crushing a fence, but that's one of the beauties of Company of Heroes 2, is there really is a lot of depth to be found in all of the seemingly basic interactions here. This Volk squad isn't going to last very long. He's going to have to retreat.
By it's time for the Sturm Zone, they will actually take the heavy cover. We'll have to see how Fahu plays this one. I doubt he'll have Molly's net. No, not with the 4th conscript squad coming out. So.
See, I'm pretty sure the Sturm Pioneers are close enough that they're actually not protected by the heavy cover. Well,
okay.
Not now, because they're actually out of it. But like, if you're close enough, cover doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not entirely sure if this is the certain situation. But say you have 2 squads together, right?
Yeah.
That won't protect you from cover. Anyway. That's why this can be very punishing to take this garrison, is because OKW doesn't have a good garrison clearing. Neither does really Wehrmacht for that matter. But, it's hard to push through. And having that garrison, it's just very crucial for map control, especially around the munitions point, which you really want to have to get those treks up and online. Looking at Fahu's base, tier 2. That was well timed, apparently.
Definitely was, Machine. You have the knowledge. You have the game knowledge.
I think we'll see a mortar, but I don't think we'll see a Maxim. And maybe a Maxim, but mortar's a great map. Sorry, a great unit, a great choice on Kolodny. Because it's pretty safe, right? There's a lot of shot blockers, but it's quite small. So you're able to shoot over hedges, over garrisons, clear the garrisons, which we want to do as well.
Yeah.
And inflict that bleed, the damages.
So, just moving to cap the top here, Fahu. His engagements have been really nice so far. Hasn't been sticking around unwanted for too long in engagements that he's actually going to lose. So, wow, this is interesting from Ciez.
Yeah,
he's just assuming there's no Molotovs, and it's still dangerous, even if there weren't any. So.
Even if there wasn't, he would get cleared out there regardless. So, there's a tier 2 coming out. Probably going to be a flak half track, I would say. Otherwise, he wouldn't get it that early. It's going to do wonders for him, considering that he's had such a rough early game, and he's actually...
So he isn't capping the cutoff. He's capping the other point down the bottom. He's actually capping...
One.
Yeah, he was going for the strat. He almost finished capping it as well, but it doesn't actually cut anything off. Like... Interesting.
Yeah, I guess just because he had the safety of the garrison, where if he goes for this cutoff, like there's that garrison, but it's pretty bad.
That's true.
Fair call. And by that we mean there isn't many windows, so you can't really shoot out of it very ultimately. Also because it's small, it means that AoE clears it more effectively. Grenades, flamers, all of the good stuff. This could go either way. The Volk's going to win just because I had more health at the time. Minesweeper's already online for Ciez. That's a pretty smart choice, given that he has the tier 2. So.
Yeah. And in addition to that, Ciez really lost a fair bit of map control to Fahu. And that's normally what you see from the Soviets. If you can get really nice map control early with the conscripts, you tend to get those deep line placements in.
Oh, exactly.
So, yeah, good choice.
Yeah, it's really hard, and that's for any faction, really. It's very hard to place mines when you don't have much map, because like where are you going to place them on your base? But when you have the map control, you can put them in really good spots, and you won't get revealed because your opponent's pushed quite far back. So yeah, there's a flak half track now. He's also going for the Panzer Fusiliers, a pretty common play style, really since the Obersoldaten nerf, among other things. But I think that's the main contributor. People are going less and less tier 4 and less Obers, especially 1v1s where the munitions, isn't as abundant, isn't as plentiful.
There's not as many of them.
Yes.
You're welcome, Machine.
Well, I mean, what I said was correct.
Yeah, it was. I just thought I'd add a clarifier.
I'm sure we have some viewers that English isn't their native language, so trying to use fancy words may not be the best idea. But hey, I like trying to sound like I'm smart.
It's an enjoyable thing that can happen sometimes. So
he actually did go for a Maxim.
He did, just for the church control. I think he was going to use. I think the plan was to use. Also, there's a mine going down for the comm engineers. There was a plan. Oh no, they're probably building a tier building. It's taking too long. I just saw the build timer at the top, so yeah, it'll be tier 3. The plan was to use the flamer, I think, to take control over the church and then put the Maxim in it instead of just going straight for a mortar. But instead, Flak Half Track comes out and just shreds the church to pieces.
How do you clear garrisons OKW? That is how you clear garrisons OKW. Yeah, obviously it's a big investment, but if you're desperate, that's definitely an option. And if you're playing on a map that has a lot of garrisons, whether it be Kolodny, Angoville, Kharkov? Probably not Kharkov, sort of, but not really. Yeah, maybe mainly Ango and, of course, Kolodny. I don't count Stalingrad because it's 100% vetoed, because it's just a bad map.
Do you count like Garrison Breakout?
Oh, the Garrison Breakout.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's true, yeah.
The Garrison Breakout. Yeah, I forgot about that map. Yeah, I guess as well, Flak Hard Track there is pretty viable. You just got to be careful of mines, of course. Any map with a lot of choke points.
Yeah, a little bit more choke points.
Yeah, you really got to be cautious. But that's why there has been the Minesweepers, so I think Ciez is pretty safe. So I think, going back to Maxims earlier, Maxims are a lot more viable against OKW than what they are viable against Wehrmacht. And that's because of the rifle nades just wipe the Maxims so easily. And that's really the same with any grenades, wiping, any support weapons, but especially rifle nades, because they have the range, so they kind of outrange the Maxims, and even if you walk into the firing arc. Whereas for OKW, it still does apply with Volks, but because the nades are so expensive, it's just generally not really worth it.
I love this heavy cover placement. It took me a while to work out what was going on, and he will get forced off here, but you can't use that heavy cover to hold the point as OKW, but you can hold it from both directions as our Soviet player, as our Allied player from the south, because he can fire.
But you can't use it to hold disc guns.
No, you can't use it to hold disc guns. So this gun's going down. We'll finish my little rant in a second. So yeah, this gun will actually fall here.
I love your rants.
Yeah, as I was saying, so it will both cover the flank direction, from the left, anyone pushing through from the VP. It'll also allow him to take that point and cover the strap, cover anything running to the strap point, but you won't actually be covered from the base. Like, Ciez won't be able to hold that.
Do you want to have the mouse, bro?
Yeah, okay. Alright. So Ciez won't actually be able to hold this heavy cover and still be covered from troops assaulting from Fahu's base. So it's really nice heavy cover placement because Ciez can't use it, Fahu can use it, end of rant.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's also really nice is, like, if you put the sandbags, like, on the point, and so because the point is blocking off the cover, you can't take it from the other direction.
Nice.
So that's definitely nice to do, or obviously doing on the edge of a point so you can't capture it at
on
least.
one side of it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite cover placement. So yeah.
It wasn't your idea. Everyone's been doing it for a while, but
I said it was my favorite. Not that I invented it, my friend.
the point sandbag is nice to do. So this gun's coming out. 600. It's very expensive losing that. 320 munitions, and now there is an AT gun on the field, which can be something that OKW lack is AT guns, at least good ones at that. Not that this gun's good, but I would say they're good compared to Raken. They don't die very easily. The rate of fire difference is pretty huge. So with a tier 3 as well. Oh, what a blunder that is. He's got free tier 3, and he's given away a Ciez gun, and there's Panzer Fusiliers with all the AT grenades, and there's a Shrek. There's a Rakenbo from the garrison. I don't even know if Fahu's going to go for it.
And it was moderately dangerous up to the point where he lost the Ciez gun, and then it was suicidal, trying to go for something. So, especially in a blizzard as well.
The T-70 is available now, but I think by the looks of it, he's just going to be waiting up for the T-34. That's a good choice. Against the flak half-track, T-70 doesn't really cut it. Because the flak half-track will penetrate the T-70 and it will kill it. T-34, though, it's definitely got an edge. There's a demo wipes, and it may just be in time. Well, there's a demo. Not quite the wipes just yet, but demos will naturally and lead to wipes. It's kind of their thing. It's kind of a silly thing, but it's a thing either way.
Pretty strong association there. So no lock-in here from Fahu in terms of a commander choice yet. He's still hanging on to that one.
Yeah, guards can be nice against the flak half-track, but only really behind heavy cover or in garrison. Out in the open, they just get suppressed very quickly. He's going to be capping the point. Don't think Fahu has vision. Yeah, so that's no wipe there. Gotta be careful with that low health church. If it blows up, which it will soon, he will lose a squad.
Well, I think he's going to send a conscript squad to actually sit in that heavy cover and then try and get a squad to walk into the demo, which they actually will. A nice play.
So, G43s. So, the G43... Oh, wow. This could actually be quite deadly here. I reckon we wouldn't have the G43s if it weren't for that Ciez gun, because it can be very risky going G43s, you know, when your opponent is going Kanks. Look, he's baiting.
Oh, wow.
But he's kind of on their angle, so he might not actually walk through it. Maxim's going to be suppressing the Panzer Fusiliers. Yeah, he's not really in a good spot to wipe him. Oh, maybe? No. Oh, he gets a wipe. Yeah, nice. Okay. Good so it was the safe option, especially because he knows there's a sweeper on the field. And it definitely wasn't what he wanted, but it's still worth it by all means, getting a wipe.
Squad wipe is still good.
You know, you really want to have to reset that veterancy. So there's a T-34 coming.
It's on the field.
Yeah. But you have to be pretty careful with it. You can't use it very deep. And that's one great use of the Rakenwerfers, is just sort of have it in a garrison and keep the flak half-track nearby. Because then it always has that safety net of that Rakenwerfer in the garrison. This gun forcing it away, though. And the map is here for Ciez. He has the squad advantage. He has a Ciez gun to his name. He's got going to have great infantry engagements with the G43s on his Fusiliers, and the other upgrades coming up pretty soon. 75 munitions, probably going to be a second G43 upgrade. He does have the munitions point and most of the territory.
T-34 wants the flak half-track.
He wants it bad.
Wants it real bad.
He wants
He might have driven through a point unless he's just walking back to repair.
Maybe he can hear it as well.
Yeah.
You can hear it crushing fences and stuff. Yeah, the T-34 wants the flag half-track as much as Blake wants a V-factory.
Oh! That is the truth. If anyone wants to buy me an engineering factory, forever in your debt.
Blake will be very grateful.
Quite so. So T-34, unlucky in love there, will not actually find the flak half-track. Will instead walk away. No partner, no kill to his name. See what kind of pressure Fahu can actually
that
put
sandbag,
on
though.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm telling you, man. That's cool. That's the coolest thing I've seen since the fighting position we saw there. They can fire rifle grenades over the wall. That was brilliant.
I can't remember who it was that did that, though. So Fahu's in a rough spot because he doesn't have enough fuel to get his call in. He's still a fair bit away from it, but only 40 fuel. He really hasn't got the map, and when you go for that tier 3 investment, it's very important that you do. So Ciez doesn't have his tier 4, so at least there won't be a Panther coming up for him to deal with.
Shock rifle frontline.
It could be Stuka. Yeah, going the IS-2. I mean, the IS-2 is the safe option, very, very effective, really in every map, but I think especially this one due to the shot blockers. So it's a bit easier to deal with the Panzer IVs. That's definitely an option there. We may see Ciez go for the Panzer IV. That would be nice, but it's a hard map to use it because you can often get caught. Young Tiger wouldn't really be viable at all in a 1v1, especially on this map.
Not really.
It's only really good against tank destroyers like S-35 Jacksons. Even then, you have a lot of protection for it.
IS-2's going a bit deep.
Yeah. Risky.
Wow, it's still there. Probably not recommended. He's going for the pushes.
That Voltcon was very clumped. That could have actually been a wipe if he hit that shell. Shocks are here, and the shock's going to be great, but not against the flak half-track.
They won't be able to close against it.
Yeah, that's right. And the G43s, if they get a lot of veterancy, that's the thing with shocks is they don't do well in the late game because even when they're full vet 3 against vet 5 infantry, it's quite rough for them. That's the incendiary. He's looking for the all-in, I think. He's going to be forcing away the Zisk gun, but there's a Raketenwerfer there. Ooh, this is a risky move. The flak half-track's caught, but the Raketenwerfer, it's ready and waiting for this one. He may lose the T-34 right into the firing arc, but he actually doesn't go for it.
Yeah, play safe.
He didn't see the Raketenwerfer firing. He did attack on infantry squads for whatever reason, so...
Yeah, suffered from the incendiary. It doesn't really like buildings or heavy cover very much. The scatter kind of changes, and I think that's why the Zisk survived. It was very close to the heavy cover to the wall there. So
it was also just good positioning, having the two AT guns split up.
Yeah,
though true. He may get it wiped here by the conscripts. It's pretty close, and
pretty
it's
crucial.
vet 2, so...
There's a retreat coming out.
Yeah, he needs to retreat this one. No, he can't retreat away, being picked away by the Volks. He was behind the net cover as well, and...
These G43s, I think, are really going to pay dividends for Ciez. They have so much closed damage onto these conscripts.
Yeah, the damage overall, they're great in every range.
Yeah.
And having those AT grenades is really a blessing, something that you don't have readily available as the OKW. 135 fuel. We'll probably just see Jagdpanzer IV, I think. It's a safe option. Otherwise, the IS-2 is going to be hard to deal with. But it is quite far away. Only 100 fuel, so there's no rush really for Ciez.
So who has the range advantage in that matchup? The Jagdpanzer IV, I take it, over the IS-2?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah,
by
definitely. You know this, Blake.
Tank destroyer, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's 60 range against 40. So 40 is what standard is for tanks, whether it be a P4, a Sherman, a Tiger, IS-2. 60 is standard for tank destroyers, Panther, S-35, Jagdpanzer IV. The only thing in the middle is Panther. Oh, and I think SU-76s, but they don't count because they're awful at everything.
And that's the truth. And the Bolsheviks still wiping models is the truth as well. Shocks are going to try and close in this one, but they've got to be careful of... There'll be an aid. Now, they do actually retreat from this, so... Hard to use Shocks at the moment. So. Yeah,
I really don't think the Shocks were a good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have even just gone with Guards.
A little bit earlier, Shocks can work. Well, I mean, he needs the IS-2, but...
oh, yeah, but I would have not even just bothered with the Shocks.
Early Shocks on the map can work, but I mean, later Shocks when there's a lot less cover lying around and there's, like half-tracks and things on the field makes it tough, so...
Shocks don't really need cover, though, like, because of the armor they have. They're kind of the only infantry that don't need cover. Where if you look at Pigren's, Airborne with Thompsons... Because of how squishy those squads are, this is all that's required to wipe it. Two Zisk guns. He's not actually setting it up. Little bit late. Oh, missed micro there from Fahu. He lost his chance. The flak half-track weasels away.
Yeah, they would have got them as well. They've both been in the same firing arc, so Jagdpanzer IV, good call.
I think Zisk gun and a mortar rather than Shocks would have been nice. But anyway, actually, Fahu is pushing back. And if he can hold this fuel, that'll be great news for him because he really needs to have that IS-2 coming up.
Max is going to be setting up here, just firing onto the garrison.
Oh, it was a Jagdpanzer IV.
Yeah, it was, yep.
So, it's a bit early, but there's no harm in having it against the T-34. The T-34 takes quite a while to kill it. The Jagdpanzer IV actually has good frontal armor. It's 230.
Gets through a Raketenwerfer there on retreat.
Yeah.
Actually got burned out of the garrison there. Got lit on fire by that incendiary.
Which means that it won't drop the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Panzer IVs, it's a lot of armor. For comparison, a Panzer IV is 180 armor, so a lot of armor, right? Against the Zisk gun, it's going to be still penetrating most of the time, but T-34 is going to be bouncing pretty frequently.
It's a nade waiting to happen here.
Yeah, he won't lose it though. He won't lose it. Oh wow, that was way more powerful than I thought. The squad wasn't very clumped up.
No, it got more clumped up as it unpacked.
Yeah,
actually,
I agree.
so,
yeah, when he retreated, it kind of swiveled into it, and that's another support weapon. That's a Zisk gun and a Maxim now on the side of Ciez, and that's really important because you can just leave that Maxim on a field point, and it's going to be hard for Fahu to push through. He will require the T-34, but it's actually a KV-8, so I don't like that.
Bold.
But Fahu was out of options really. He didn't have the fuel to go for an IS-2. The Panzer IV is ideal against the KV-8.
It'll be awesome.
But it takes quite a while because KV-8 has a lot of health. And
how will the KV-8 main gun plus T-34 do against the Panzer IV? Will we be able to force
the
it
main
off,
guns are rubbish. The main guns are only good against half tracks. If it's flanking it, it'll like kill it. But you're better off just leaving it on the flame weapon and just forcing off Volks and whatnot. So, and also the KV-8 is one of the 3 allied vehicles that actually have armor that's actually significant enough to deflect things sometimes. The other, of course, being the IS-2 and the ISU. So you actually will see shells bounce off of the KV-8, where T-34s don't have the armor, Shermans don't have the armor. So KV-8s definitely are a lot more durable. Well, actually, probably the Easy 8 as well.
That's KV-8 bait.
Yeah, this is great, but there's a lot of AT here. Bear in mind, the Fusiliers do have the nades ready and waiting.
Panzer IV took 2 shots there.
Yeah,
We'll take more Ziz.
This is forcing them away, but still... He's looking for a nade here. I don't think he quite gets one. Yeah, it forces it away, and there's going to be a long repair time. There's only 1 squad of engineers, but it is Veteran C2, so we'll have the extra repair speed. So not too effective there was the KV-8. The Maxim suppressing these shocks.
Yeah, I was going to say, it almost gave the shocks a close. Yeah, we'll be...
No, what? It wasn't even behind cover.
Man, the nade calls in this game by the machine. Yeah, no, that's odd. It should have been a wipe, so
wow.
To be fair.
It wasn't aimed correctly, though. Like, it was a bit behind it, maybe to anticipate a retreat. For the record, shock nades aren't anywhere near as good as Volks grenades or the guard grenades. They're cheaper as a result, but that was very surprising to wipe it.
It was odd. So, Panzer IV getting repaired. We're going to do a mortar out of the field here. A little bit late for Fahu, but it does decide to go for it. There is a fair bit of blob coming out from Ciez, so this could work.
Yep. So another squad of engineers has been completed. I think this is very smart. Having both the KV-8 and the T-34, you really want to have those repairs. And this flag half track really makes it hard to capture the map. It just forces away squads so easily. You just can't deal with it with infantry alone. You need to have either Zisk guns, which are very immobile, or, of course, a tank of some kind. So if you can keep that flag half track alive, it's very, very valuable.
I really do love seeing players use light vehicles effectively as you hit later and later into the game, and you get things like IS-2s and Panzer IVs coming out, and players still keeping them alive by using them on the flanks and using them to force off individual squads. So it's really nice unit preservation.
I really like what Ciez is doing here, because you see that he leaves the flak half track near his army, his Zisk guns, his infantry. He leaves it safely, and then he only rotates it when he needs to, like when there's a squad capping a point, for example. He doesn't leave it out in the open by itself, isolated, because that's just how it'll die to a T-34. So, big shout out there to Ciez for using it very effectively. Like, it's always where it needs to be.
Nice, good stuff. Looking towards our VPs now, 246 for our allies, Mr. Fahu, 333 for Ciez, and all 3 VPs were currently in the process of being capped, as I said that. So, they are going to be secured in favour of Fahu. In favour of Ciez now. He will actually have them. No, still the 1. 1? Yeah, I was right the first time. Ciez has 1, Fahu has 2, ticking in favour of Fahu.
Fahu's just in a really rough spot. I think the only thing that'll get him back into this game is if he manages to catch squads out of position, and if he gets some wipes on retreat with his KV-8.
So do you think maybe just committing to the top and those 2 VPs in the fuel might be a move here?
Yeah, I think for the top, not necessarily because of the VPs, just because if he goes top, then the AT guns won't be nearby, so then he can try and catch, like right now, for example, if the KV-8 was there, he could chase it on retreat, and the KV-8 can get a wipe. And KV-8 wipes, I think that's the only reason I can really see Fahu coming back into this game. Later this draws out, Ciez is going to have more fuel available. If you go for his tier 4, he's got a tier 4.
Yeah, he's got tier 4.
So he's going to have a King Tiger available. He's going for an infantry support gun, which is a pretty good choice against the double Zisk gun and the mortar as well. Those long stalemates lend themselves well to indirect fire. Like, that's good now.
That's good
I don't
play.
know if he'll find it, though. Probably not. But
a little bit slow.
what he needs to do is try and find these isolated squads and chase them on retreat. It's not going to be easy for him by any means, but I think that's his only real option that he can try and get back into this game.
Forces a bit of a mass retreat there, both top and the bottom, so definitely some nice play coming out from Fahu. The opponents are actually going to be rotating down towards the bottom here.
Yeah.
I think Ciez just wants a couple of VPs at this point. He's fine for holding this one out as long as he has VP control.
Yeah.
Whoops. That was Fahu's mortar.
So Fahu could even go double KV8. He won't do it though because he doesn't know what Ciez is doing. For example, if Ciez went for another Jagdpanzer full or another Panther, the double KV8 would be disastrous. But the Panzer headquarters is there, so Ciez doesn't have any fuel. He won't have another tank for quite some time. So if Fahu scouts that, he may just try and go for just cheesy double KV8 all in, try and get wipes. But I don't know. It's looking grim. He actually is capping a lot of the map back, which is a little bit surprising.
Well, the T-34 might finally find this like half track.
Yeah, I think Ciez is just a little bit worried about overextending his infantry. He will lose this one. He has the smoke, so perhaps not. The AT guns now are rotating over. He misses it.
And it was stationary as well. That's unlucky.
Veterancy 2 as well, giving it, I believe it's extra... It's extra... Oh, yeah, rate of fire, yeah.
Rate of fire.
So it's extra damage and extra rate of fire. Normally it's accuracy on those
targeting,
those
isn't that
vehicles.
accuracy?
Targeting, I don't know, to be honest. I don't. It definitely gets more damage at
it does,
too. The Jagdpanzer 4 is looking for it, doesn't quite find the T-34, does back away. T-34, yeah, it's actually a fair bit of veterancy. Normally they don't last very long, scaling pretty poorly, but it's because there's been no tanks, there's been no Tigers, no Panthers or anything, so it's been relatively unopposed. We could even see a Stuka coming out here for Ciez. There's a lot of options.
Impressive. Fahu, 3 VPs. I mean, he's going to lose one of them now, but it's just impressive work from him.
Oh, there we go. That's a really great spot because it's so safe, and it's going to be covering that the middle point.
Oh, the manpower. It hurts my face.
Yeah. Shocks are expensive to reinforce.
Models. Wow. Fahu can't afford that. Ouch.
And the Zisk guns, I don't think they can really kill it.
He's just sitting there. The conscripts.
Oh, they're trying to now.
He's trying to destroy it.
They have the angle. I thought they'd have to extend a bit further than what they are. Ciez maybe should use a Zisparite. He's doing it right now. It's going to be forcing them away, especially with the help of the infantry support gun. KV8's very good against the buildings. He wants to kill this one. The Jagdpanzer 4 is there as well as his infantry.
Such a big move. It actually goes down. Maybe we can get the KV8 there. He needs to...
He's going to lose this one, but the Zisk gun, they're not firing. He's going for the Jagdpanzer 4. Damage engine from the conscript AT grenade. The Jagdpanzer 4 going to be taken out.
2 shots missed, 3 shots missed.
Wow, but at the same time, the infantry have moved up. He wipes the Zisk guns, and the Panzer headquarters, it lives still.
And he might be able to cap the Zisses as well. That's going to be 2 wipes.
Or salvage them, if nothing else.
Oh, that's 2 wipes.
Wow, that went disastrous. 3 Zisk guns missed.
3 Zisk guns missed.
They all missed.
3 Zisk gun shots.
Wow.
I saw 3 Zisk gun shots missed there. And that's... To be fair, there's a lot of terrain in the way, but I would definitely fire my Zisk gunners at that point, so...
Well, he doesn't have to. They're all dead.
No,
apart from the one guy that fled.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
got scared when I saw the Strombinis walking in there. It's like, do you forget that you'll lose the squad? And my salvaging, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like 5 fuel. It's pretty important. Especially with the Panzer headquarters still available, he can go for a Panther if he so desires. He wants to cap this one. But
with shocks.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Nades. The infantry support gun as well. Yeah, oh, no. The shocks.
What happened to them?
The infantry support gun.
Oh, really?
Got the shocks on retreat.
So they were reinforced. Fahu put money into reinforcing them, and then he lost the squad as well.
Well, there was only 4 of them.
Yeah, okay.
3 of them crewed the Zis. Wow, that was a money shot. I think he got 5 Fusiliers.
This is a waste of manpower.
He's trying desperately, and it's just giving veterancy as well.
Yeah, you should never try for that. If you've got a nice cap...
Maybe he should have just focused it down.
That's true,
with his T-34. Yeah, risky play. Very risky play to make here. So he's gonna shocks this... Fahu, man, what does he have left? I
don't know.
That being said, though, if he had a little bit better accuracy with his Zisk guns, if he got the Jagdpanzer 4,
he could have
got the Tier 4, then yeah, he could have been in a great spot. But unfortunately for him, that didn't happen.
So look, I mean, he has the eyes too soon.
That's true.
Have a bit of manpower for that, so that will be on the field
for a while.
Still has that Vet 2 T-34, so while his infantry isn't looking that great, his vehicle play definitely is so far, and he has the second squad of NGs now as well, so a little bit more repairs there.
Ciez has 120 fuel. He would want a Panther, though. A Panther's going to be a lot better than a Jagdpanzer IV, especially because he already has one. But he has a lot of Shreks. 3 AT guns. So I think it's going to also just come down to... Can Fahu catch him out of position? Will he catches this one out of position? Will he wipe it?
Oh, they're conscripts, by the way. So no.
Oh, no, the T-34 gets it. He make an Ura for the Shrek.
Do it!
This is the time for a turnaround, Fahu. He doesn't get the Shrek. Okay. He needs that one against the Jagdpanzer IV. Having a Shrek makes it very hard to use the Jagdpanzer IV, especially with the AT grenade. Wow, I don't think he realized that he dropped it. Maybe he was out of his fog of war. Yeah, the Veteran C2 makes it a lot easier for the tank to wipe squads. Well, that's good news for him at least. There's only 2 Shreks on the field.
Oh, no. There's 2 Shrek squads, one with 2
Shreks. Of course, 3
Shreks.
Three
Shreks. And that's actually probably more dangerous because you don't expect that much damage to come out. Honestly, I prefer 2 Shreks on my Volsks. It's pretty nice. You do lose the squad, however, and you don't want to be giving up that veterancy. Vet 4 for one, Vet 3 for the other. Nice amount of vet coming out.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Ciez. I have faith in the KV-8.
He didn't path it very well. I think the cons were in the way. Yeah, the Jagdpanzer IV is here, ready and waiting for it. Probably would have chased it had it not been for the Jagdpanzer IV.
I'm going to say the nade penetrated.
No, didn't it bounce?
Lose out for this time. Yeah, the AT guns rotate down as well. So nice play from Ciez. Always keeping his bases covered. Nice use of combined arms here.
I really think Ciez is playing this one so well that he's just playing very conservatively, and with the KV-8 and the T-34, he's not overextending, he's not really losing squads. He lost 1 squad to that T-34 just recently. I think that's really been it. So he needs to repair this one as well.
Sneaky IS-2 coming in around the church.
So... This is only a light mortar, so it's very hard for Fahu to actually get within range to get that last wipe on it.
IS-2's moving in.
Yeah, he's going for it. He made to try and wipe that one, but there's a lot of stuff ready and waiting for it.
Already took the shot.
And still the garrison there is destroyed, but it's covering that Panzer headquarters, but it won't take long to blow it up.
Get the infantry support gun at least.
Yeah, here we go. Black half-track, not going to be very effective. Does lose the tier 4. And
so it wasn't repaired, was it?
No, he didn't repair it at all. Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit of a misplay there.
So a nice little pickup, but maybe Ciez doesn't really care. Maybe he's just going for his King Tiger, and he's going to be able to salvage the remains, get the 12 fuel.
Yeah, I mean King Tiger Jagdpanzer IV. That seems like a pretty good, pretty good combo there.
Did he salvage it, or did he crush it with his own tanks?
I'm not sure. I'm unsure.
And Veteran C2 is here for the Jagdpanzer for giving the armored skirts. Like, that is actually crazy.
That's
because
huge.
They already have a high armor. Now it's even higher. Makes it harder to use the Zis guns and T-34s.
Much harder to use the 18-aids as well.
Exactly. The IS-2 is going to be fine, but the rest of the AT is not going to be penetrating as efficiently.
Finally, it looks like BB control might be taken back here on the side of Ciez. He wants to try and push out a bit further. Fahu's just been great so far. I mean, Ciez is down to 169. Whoa. Oh, wow.
That extra accuracy.
Double 18 aid.
Wow.
Oh, no, Fahu doesn't have enough munitions.
He gets one of them off, but can he follow it up? The IS-2 is moving in. He may actually wipe it here. Yeah, the main gun, sorry, the machine gun, the pintle mounted Dushka, but wasn't actually focusing it. You can't manually target it. Main gun destroyed! Esports moment right here, folks. Now, the reason why this is a real esports moment is...
the real esports moment
is not only was it RNG saving that alive, it's because you can't target the pintle mounted machine gun. You have no control. Yeah. There's no micro over what your pintle mounted machine gun is doing. Right? Like, that's the thing with Company Heroes 2. They need to fix the bullshit RNG, but they need to actually increase the skill cap. And they need to do that by adding in more controls for the player, whether it be manually
rotation.
Yeah, manually targeting the turret rotation.
Hold fire mode for every tank.
Yeah, making sure that the pintle mounted machine gun has its own targeting. Stuff like that. Because that's just silly. Like, that was no fault of Fahu's play. He did nothing wrong. But the main gun destroyed, in
combination with the fact that the pintle mounted machine gun would have got the kill
was
had
killing
it been firing.
The Volks for no reason. I'm pretty sure you can't target it. Yeah, because I think like even if you target something, it just defaults to whatever it wants to kill.
I've never had it target.
It has a priority.
It seems to prioritize inventory.
Yeah. Obviously, it won't shoot at like tanks and stuff, which is good. But yeah.
1034 on Vet 3 now.
And also, Fahu has double fuel.
He does. So he's just had so much map control despite not having units. I mean, he didn't have the IS-2 for such a long time, but the KV-8 in combination with the T-34 or 76 just zones so well.
Yeah, and it's because of the map. The Panzer IV is a great unit, but on this map, it's really hard to rotate because of how many shot blockers there are. Again, it's hard to use the tank destroyers. Whilst it does the job, but it only does it in a small part of the map. And that's why a Panther is better, because it's, you know, it can rotate a lot safer. So I don't really like the Panthers on this map. I mean, it's doing well, but you know, it's not doing its job because the map control is still held on the side of Fahu, both in terms of fuel and the VPs for the most part. But once the King Tiger shows up, that's going to be great for Ciez. Because then you can really just leave one on each point. Oh, because of smoke.
It refuses to die.
Yeah. It is hard to kill it when you do have the smoke at Veteran C1. Accuracy and rate of fire.
What's Vet 4 and 5? I don't think I've... You might have seen one get to that.
Penetration and range.
Okay.
Vet 5, I don't think I've seen a Vet 5. I've seen a Vet 4 one. And Vet 5, I think you can actually shoot while moving or something.
It's like,
Or you don't... There's no setup time.
It's a similar one for the it's the same Vet 5 as the Stuka. The Stuka also gets mobility.
Yeah, but I think the mobility means that you can actually fire... There's no setup time. Like, it does it instantly. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't actually seen it, but I'm pretty sure looking at the stats, it does fire without the setup required. So, yeah, that's true. Ciez has the advantage, but, like, doesn't have the territory. So, he may lose his. Double IS-2 is very hard to deal with, but Fahu won't have the pop cap for that. He's got, you know, 3 tanks. He's got the KV-8, nice.
So now Ciez has realised he's in a good spot. The more map control he has, the easier it is for him to use his Panzer IV, because there's just more and more choke points. The more and more you force your opponent back, the more you get situations like this. But there's only one way the IS-2 comes out of there.
Yeah.
The Panzer IV can cover that area. So it's nice to see Ciez taking a bit more control, and that'll make the Panzer IV micro a lot easier.
Shoe mines would be great as well for Ciez. He doesn't really have a lot of munitions. He does have G43s and Shrek, so he's gone through his munitions. But if he can get the shoe mines, that would be really beneficial for him.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be more beneficial than the artillery would. So.
Oh, of course, assault artillery. Yeah, it's only really good in team games.
So IS-2.
The enemy now have 200 points.
It's on bottom. Okay, so 200 points now for Fahu. Ciez on 116, but does have them ticking in his favour at the moment. So a pretty close VP game thus far, which is nice to see. It always makes for fun matches.
And these Volks are getting very high veterancy, so they're becoming incredibly potent. Even more so than normally, and even the Fusiliers, they're getting pretty high veterancy.
KV-8 might even be in trouble here.
Well, the Ziscon may be in trouble. Nade comes through, doesn't do much at all. But yeah, there's a lot of rifles here.
This is the double Shrek squad.
That's the incendiary. He wants to kill the Ziscon.
I think he'll get it as well. Oh, the shells didn't land on that side.
He's very close. And there's a KV-8 and an IS-2. Ziscon actually stands. He may even kill the flak half track here. It's derping out on the fence. Conscripts are there as well. Conscript lands it. Zisk gets the wipe in the end, loses his flak half track after 38 minutes.
And here comes the KV-8 IS-2 push.
Oh, the Ziscon gets wiped in the end. That's the Panzer IV, a little bit late on the rotation.
It might actually go okay here.
Yeah, it can probably win this one. It's a lot faster rate of fire. Probably just going to be RNG,
nice
really.
Micro.
But
ooh, it's out of turret range.
Yeah, not quite firing now. The point is juking
penetrate.
Oh no, the Panzer IV, it needs to face. It's trying to block it off here. This is not very well executed by Ciez. One more shot will decide this. The IS-2 is juking the main gun.
Be the Panzer IV first.
It bounced!
It bounced!
It's going to lose this one. Main gun destroyed. That's going to be the end of it. The flame tank is here clearing out these squads. Wow, that went incredibly well. And definitely Ciez could have microed that one better. There was about a second where the Panzer IV wasn't actually firing.
It was close to, but not quite.
And then not only that, he also then hit the strategic point, preventing him from turning. Whoa!
Whoa! What happened there?
He went way too greedy. Yeah. He tried to wipe squads, but there was a lot of Shreks here.
IT.
So throwing away the KV-8 may have actually put Ciez back in the game.
And that's more than an 18-8, I think. Okay, yeah, Panzer is back away.
Look at Ciez. He has the King Tiger coming.
He does.
So the King Tiger, and he still has the veterancy advantage by quite a huge margin.
Game definitely not over at this point.
No, not by any means. If Ciez just juked upwards or downwards, he would have been okay, but he juked like sideways. So that...
I think what he was trying to do, and I mean, it's admirable to give it an attempt, was to use the supply truck to block the IS-2 shot, or try and get it to target it or something, but what actually ended up happening, the Yugpanzer 4 hit the supply truck. One of the shots hit the back side of the supply truck.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm like pretty sure that's what it looked like. I mean, there was a shot bounced off the supply truck, and it looked like it was.
Pretty sure you just shoot through your own tanks.
You reckon you would? Yeah.
Pretty sure you shoot through your own tanks. But yeah, anyway, if he tank destroyers are hard to micro.
Looked odd anyway. It just seemed like an odd kind of thing, but yeah, it's definitely hard to micro.
It's the same with the Su-85. It's hard to micro because not only do you want to be avoiding your opponent, you also have to make sure that in doing so, your turret isn't out of the arc. You want to always be firing your turret, but if you're firing your turret, then you may not be tuning enough to try and juke it. So, nice effort by Ciez, whereas IS-2s aren't very hard to micro by any means, but unfortunately he loses it. King Tiger's here on the field though, and this T-34 is Vet 3, so it's very, very mobile, extra mobility, faster rate of fire, so it's actually going to be pretty effective against the King Tiger if it gets a nice flank. It can out-strafe the main gun incredibly easily. But the question is, how much supporting AT will there be? You may even want to ram it if he's desperate, if he's about to lose it, get the stun on the rear armor. But the second IS-2 is here, losing the KV-8, not exactly a huge deal because it has opened up the command points for that second IS-2, and then they can definitely 2v1 the King Tiger.
Yeah, and it's not too bad here for Fahu. It's actually pretty good timing because even as the King Tiger shows up, not only does he have his first IS-2 repaired with that veterancy 1, he also has the second IS-2 coming online. So really, he's in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, and he's not far off winning from VP. Ciez can go north. One of the good things for him is that the two VPs are very close, so he doesn't really have to rotate his King Tiger very far for it to be able to lock down both of those VPs.
It's all about forcing your way in there, I guess, and making sure you get the control over the area before you can actually rotate up the King Tiger. Because you have to be careful not to let it get caught on the way up.
Whoa! Oh, he loses the squad. The main gun, the pintle-mounted machine gun, gets the wipe here. He's going to be forcing away the IS-2,
but running in.
Losing that squad was a pretty huge blow, and denying the engines would be pretty important as well. Denying the repairs would be absolutely detrimental.
And it's a base attack here coming in from Fahu.
Wow, I don't know if that's really worth it.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Killing that would be nice, but when the VPs are that low, maybe he should focus on it. But it's going to put his squads in an awkward spot because he has to respond to it. King Tiger, it can definitely wipe the Zis.
And it probably will at this
probably
point.
will. The Zis guns don't penetrate very reliably, and their rate of fire is just awful. Zis guns just don't work against the King Tigers. This gun's just not good. King Tiger has too much damage against infantry.
T-34 and IS-2 actually rotate back out of the base now. I don't think they really got that much, and they didn't even finish the...
You should finish it at least.
Yeah. It would have been nicer to know the heals, I suppose, if nothing else.
I mean, it was a risky play, but considering that he already committed to it, he should have followed it through at least. All three VPs have been captured back by Ciez.
146 VPs here for Fahu, 42 for Ciez.
The King Tiger's in the middle. He has the Zis guns in the King River support. I really like that. He's following the AT guns behind the King Tiger, never leaving the King Tiger exposed and by itself, and he'll go looking for the all-in, but once again, the AT is there ready and waiting for him.
Get the block off.
He will get the ram. Doesn't get the main gun, only getting the damage engine. I don't know if it's worth it because of the AT gun.
Nice positioning with the IS-2 though. He's getting the front armor on those AT guns, but he's not penetrating.
Esport moment right there.
Moment.
He walked through it.
Nonetheless, the IS-2 is actually backing away, and that's good for him at this point. Still damage engine, and the second IS-2 is actually going to be coming in right now. Man, those AT guns just weren't penetrating because of the front armor. Nice micro from Fahu.
This is a con squad. Meanwhile, all the VPs are still held for now. This one is getting pretty close. King Tiger is very low. He get taken out pretty easily, but the AT guns are the issue here for the IS-2s, but they're very strong. They have a lot of health, a lot of armor. They shouldn't be afraid of these AT guns, especially
the way through them.
not as this gun and a Rekenverfer. Yeah, this may be the end of our King Tiger. It's in a rough spot here. 2 more shots will be its end. The IS-2 not quite getting in range just yet. The King Tiger gradually waddling along, and actually not make up his mind.
He doesn't know whether to go in or not.
He's not all-inning it. The King Tiger is going to be facing up against it. There goes the Rekenverfer. King Tiger just out of range.
There's
the Shrek. Whoa.
There's another repeat move, and there's Shrek's there as well here. How
he's
far
going
is
in
the
deep.
go?
Very, very deep. The main gun's facing the wrong direction.
King Tiger penetrates.
He's not actually firing against the King Tiger. He's firing at the MG. The Shrek's within range. There's 2 Shreks.
Oh!
King Tiger gets the wipe. And that is the IS-2 dead. The other one is far too low. Only 1 squad of NGs.
85 VPs as well here for Fahu. He's got to be careful. That was not a good time to go for that engagement.
I think his IS-2 coordination was just all over the place. The IS-2s, they went in, they backed out, and they went in, and they backed out, and then one of them went in, and the other one didn't go in. And he just couldn't make up his mind. I don't know if it was
like double personality disorder.
If it was the par thing that kind of messed, like, I don't know, but he just wasn't, didn't commit to it.
I think the issue was, and I saw this here, he didn't quite have enough munitions for the Incendy, and I think his plan was to Incendy the AT guns, then in the middle of it realized I don't have the munis for the Incendy, and then he had to, do I go forward, do I go back, how do I deal with the AT guns? That's what I think it was, because he was on about 120 minis, and it was just like, I think he really thought he had enough munis for it.
Yeah, that happens a lot of times when you go in for an engagement, because you have enough for a marked target or an Incendy, and then you throw an AT grenade, and you're like, oh crap, or you URA, and then you lose that threshold. Still, only 35 VPs left, so this is going to be a close one here. The advantage definitely going to Ciez, but Fahu maybe to close this one. He's going to be capping this bottom. I don't know, maybe not. Either way, though, the mortar's capping the north VP.
Wow, that mortar's capped. They've mortar capped the VP, and now it's capping another one as well.
How did they get suppressed? Oh, what? I think it was the infantry support gun that suppressed those conscripts.
So Chop's getting capped.
Yeah, the King Tiger's back on full health.
25 points, so 23. And it's going to start ticking again in just 22.
The IS-2's here, and it's not Vet 1. It can't use the stall point. If it was the captured territory, it could have held on to that bottom point.
Chooses to retreat here. That's probably a smart move.
He actually retreats the Volk squad.
16 points.
He's still ticking. This is going to be an incredibly close game right now. The IS-2's blocking off this point, but he's taking a bit of damage from the Shreks. He needs to cap the top
as well.
Again, there's 2 Shreks here.
10 points.
The Vet 5 giving him the extra rate of fire. The IS-2 is in a risky spot.
Top C cap, they still need another one.
Once he gets... One, no! Oh, okay.
I thought there wasn't a squad in it.
So I thought that was the only squad on the VP.
7 VPs.
Yeah, I don't know. He's getting it back pretty soon. The question is, can Fahu get this point back? The pinning will prevent the capture, but the IS-2 will
5 VPs.
Gun down that one. So it's not ticking now. But they're probably going to get finished at the same time.
So it won't tick any more past 5.
Okay, we won't tick any more. Yeah, so Fahu needs to try and get a point back, but the northern point back.
So close.
But there's a King Tiger blocking it.
I'm thinking maybe he shouldn't have retreated that mortar. He should have like smoked the point or something.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah.
Smoked himself, yeah.
Smoked himself in. Wow.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if he can do it. He's
the IS-2 can capture points, so
he can now.
He may YOLO man mode the IS-2.
So, or maybe if he just leaves the IS-2 on the bottom point, and then he can stop caps, and then just commits everything top for 1 VP.
Yeah, mortar smoke would be very, very smart.
It would. So he's still got the mortar alive, so he can go for the mortar smoke. It's only 5 VPs here, and he needs it for about...
It wouldn't be very long.
He just cap the point. If he caps the point, that's game.
Yeah,
as soon as he caps the point, that's game over.
He's actually building a T-34 as well. I think that's pretty smart. Wouldn't have time for anything else, and that's going to help him force off the infantry, but Ciez is responding entirely. He's not messing around here. He knows he can't get the bottom, but he's just making sure that Fahu doesn't get this one back, and he's got to be careful of the Vet 5 Fusiliers, the King Tiger... King Wiper.
Hey! Good stuff, machine.
I don't know about this one.
Where's the IS-2?
It's being repaired. It's like it's got no health. Where is it? There it is.
Okay, it's almost back up.
3 NGs. So there's 66 VP. So there isn't really, I guess, that much of a rush. He's got a few minutes, Fahu, to sort of take his time. Maybe throw a shock smoke grenade as well.
Shock smoke would be nice, yeah.
They have a lot of armor, so they can take a lot of damage, but the King Tiger is just so good at wiping squads.
Yeah, maybe you should go for like the worldwide flank. Just go
for
just
this
right
one.
on the left and just go behind. I don't think. I mean, Ciez wouldn't expect it, but I'm sure something would scout the flank.
He has a Volk squad here. This is really smart of him. He has the flank scouted.
He knows that it might happen. Oh, he's going it. He's committing. He has to commit to that point. It might work.
He actually may get it here. Because he can flank it away. There is a bit of supporting it here. There's a Ziscun on the side.
Maybe he's going to try and smoke the IS-2 on the point.
Yeah, and maybe just cap with the IS-2.
That might work.
I'd love to see that one.
I don't want to see him back away.
What's the mortar doing?
Kind of needs to make something happen now.
Yeah, well, you can't get that bottom.
So NGs hold the bottom.
So
Mortar's way too far in. No, he forgets
they're
about the
moving up the
capture
AT guns as well. He's
That's
not smoking it.
That's a big mistake.
He's just throwing his tanks into the meat grinder, and he's going to lose the mortar as well. No problems at all. Meanwhile, the NGs are going for the other VP, but the squads are ready to intercept
no
them.
way they make it. They've been revealed by decapping that point, I think.
Yeah, maybe if Fahu went for a mortar smoke, it still probably wouldn't have worked, but it would have been a nice...
Nothing's rotating, machine. Oh, no, they're rotating now. Okay.
Well, the Panzer headquarters is there as well.
It's not in range.
Bear in mind the range is bugged.
Oh, of course, right, yeah. No,
because Relic released a bug fix after 6 months doesn't actually fix the important bugs. Like, you know,
Dude, it's hitting the ground! It's not suppressing them!
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's suppression. Yeah, that's
a single shot.
That's probably going to be a game here, I think. Fahu...
It's only 10 or 40 VPs.
Yeah.
He won't get it. The Vet 5 sprint.
Vet 5 sprint?
Perma sprint. He might neutralize it, but he won't get it.
Yeah.
IS-2's still here. He's just chilling.
He's
just chilling, but...
See, the mortar smoke, that was the play. The play was the mortar smoke, IS-2 on the point.
Yeah, the IS-2 cap it with the sector. The only thing that would have thwarted his efforts would have been...
a squad on the point.
Yeah, a squad on the point, like, preventing the capture. But the IS-2 take a lot of punishment, and as long as he could fend off the squads and capture with the IS-2 with a mortar smoke, preventing the King Tiger from destroying it, that would have been maybe a play, potentially. But that is the game. Ciez wins this one.
He takes it away.
Very, very nicely played by Ciez. I was really impressed by his work there. It almost didn't work, and I think that was just because it was a bad map for the Jagdpanzer IV through and through. I think Tier 4 Panther's a lot safer on this map. But he wanted the flak half track, and it's kind of hard to go flak half track and then also go Panther because then you don't have the medics.
Yeah.
And that really hurts you not having medics.
And he didn't really have the option, like, I think the King Tiger was just the better choice. I mean, once the Tier 4...
Oh, yeah, I meant
like,
rather...
I'm committing now. Yeah, I get what you
rather
mean.
Than the
Jagdpanzer.
The King Tiger was obviously won him the game.
Yeah, obviously. It was pretty good. Yeah, close, but I like Fahu's, who he kind of had a nice pronged pressure there. He had the KV-8 on one side, had the T-34 on the other side, forced the Jagdpanzer 4 to
that was
rotate
impressive
around,
as well.
So that was nice.
Having map control when you have like half the squads of your opponent is always very impressive.
Yeah, not that Ciez knew that. Fahu was just like puffing up his chest. He's like, I've got a lot of squads, and Ciez like, okay, man.
Well, I have a lot of tanks.
I thought I wiped a lot, but all right, you can have the map for a bit. So,
I think it was just the KV-8 and just how good it is at wiping squads. You have to be very careful with it, and Ciez did that through and through. But that will wrap us up. That's it here from the Generalsgentlemen desk.
Yeah,
what do you want to call it?
I call it Generalsgentlemen headquarters.
Yeah, headquarters. Yeah, it sounds legit.
Yeah, too legit to quit. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thanks
been a pleasure.
tuning in.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support us, consider checking out our Patreon or perhaps our shirt store, generalsgentlemen.spreadshirt.com.
Shirts are pretty comfy. I've
Catch
been
you
in it
later.
all night. Bye.